Hello, vinyl community. It's been 1 week since the 61st Mega Record and CD Fair in Den Bosch, Netherlands. And I feel like I need to throw this video together. It's taken me too long to get around to it. So we're going to throw something together today. I want to share with you guys exactly what it is that this record fair is all about. I know I have a lot of viewers that are in the United States, so you've probably either never heard of this record fair, or if you have heard of it, it's just very difficult to get out here to it. So hopefully you can live vicariously through my adventures, heading up to the Netherlands and checking out this record fair, which is the largest in the world. So if you're new here, welcome in. And if you're a repeat offender, welcome back. I'm Johnny. This is Channel 910. So what exactly is the Mega Record and CD Fair in Den Bosch, Netherlands? Well, as you see right here, it is the largest vinyl show on Earth. It is hosted by Record Planet, and it takes place twice a year, once in April and once in November. It's a 3-day event. To the public, it's Saturday and Sunday. You can pay a little extra and go on what they call Trader Day or Dealer Day on the Friday beforehand. It's a little expensive and it's kind of a weird experience. I've got some video footage I'll share with you, but it's a huge event. The dealer list is in like 3-point font, and it covers those 2 pages. Tons of dealers from all over the world, and we'll talk about some of the unique finds that are at the Mega Record Fair in Den Bosch. We'll kind of walk around a little bit. I'll show you exactly what it's all about. We'll look at some of the things that make it unique, and then maybe I'll even share some of the cool finds that I picked up while I was there. So what I'll do is I'll drop you in. I did some video footage right there at the event. So we'll take a look at that, and I'll narrate as necessary. So we've traveled to Den Bosch, Netherlands for the 61st Mega Record and CD Fair. This is setup day, so a lot of the vendors aren't even established in there yet, but we're going to go take a look at what this looks like from the ground up, and then we'll check back again tomorrow for the full setup. But let's go take a look and see what this is all about. Okay, so what you can see here is the vendors that are getting set up for the record fair. This is the Friday, so all the dealers are showing up. We arrived somewhere around 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m., somewhere in there. So not everybody was even set up, as you can see. So as the day went on, this got a little bit better. And this is the other hall where they have vendors set up. You see the big orange umbrella in the background. That's where the food court is. So again, they're still getting set up. So I was digging through the Korean vinyl at this particular location, taking a look around. It's getting better. They're starting to get set up a little bit more. And then as we walk past the Brazilian flag here on this side of the hall, you can see even more vendors are getting set up. A lot of people wheeling and dealing. Yeah, they even have a nice snack bar set up so you don't go hungry the whole time you're there, because it is an all-day venture. And this is my preferred method of carrying my records around while at the show. All right, so day one is down. All the dealers are set up. So tomorrow this place is going to be super packed. So we'll see some video of that probably in a lot quicker time on this video than it is in real time for me. But had a great time today, finding a few deals, making a few new friends, and we're going to come back in here tomorrow and just do it all over again. So that was a little action from day one. It was interesting in that we got there early, like I said, and not everybody was set up, but you got to meet people one-on-one. It wasn't very crowded. As you'll see on the next day, it got pretty crowded there at the show. So I do think the early entrance on Friday is worth it. It is quite an additional upcharge to do so, but you're getting much more unfettered access to these dealers and to their inventory before anybody gets a chance to really pick through it. The deals are not as good as they might be on Sunday when some of these vendors are ready to kind of offload their stuff because they don't want to travel back home with it. But you could still get in at the ground level on some of the really nice stuff that you know is going to go immediately as soon as the show kicks off to the public. So Friday was definitely a good day. Now, I do have to say, after having been to this particular record fair probably 4 or 5 times now since living here in Europe, it is not a one-day event. At the beginning, when I first started going to this record fair, I went for just one day, and you feel like you leave so much left just untouched. It's just too large in scope to see everything in one day. It's really too large to see it all in 2 days. So you kind of have to do your homework going in, knowing exactly who the vendors are, where they're located, almost kind of like map out your best path to get where you're going. And speaking of path, here's a video I took just kind of walking around, and I'm going to sync my movement with the actual floor plan layout of this record fair so you kind of get an idea as to how big this place actually is. So you might be able to tell from the video exactly how big that place is. But for some perspective, especially for my United States viewers, if you've ever been to what is the largest record fair in the United States, which is the Austin Record Convention, that particular record convention, consumes about 40,000 square feet. It's a big undertaking as far as record conventions go. 40,000 square feet is nothing to sneeze at. For perspective, this particular record fair is 170,000 square feet. So that is over 4 times larger than the Austin Record Convention. If that gives you any kind of perspective as to how big this show actually is, and how to try to do all this in one day is near impossible. You would have to be a superhero to make that happen. All right, so you can't do it in one day. So what do? You go back for another. All right, so back for day number 2. The weather out here is typical European for this time of year, but it'll definitely be nicer on the inside, and we'll see what we can find here on the first busy day of the Mega Record Fair. This is the entrance, same as every time, and there's the crowd. So definitely busier than it was yesterday, but that's kind of what this is about. It's the experience, it's the crowd, it's interacting with other collectors. So we're going to do our best to muscle our way into the crates to see what we can find here at the Mega Record Fair. So you can see it's a lot busier than it was on dealer day. So a little harder to get to the crates, but man, is it fun. Now, something that the record fair at Den Bosch is known for are their special events. They'll have book signings, they'll have live bands, they'll have DJs, they'll have question and answer. They do live auctions with Omega auctions every time. And they usually have vendors that specialize in like turntables or cleaning accessories, things like that kind of add to the experience. Well, so one of the vendors that was there this particular go round, kind of a celebrity in the vinyl community. And I'm talking about Mr. Alex Rodriguez of Record Safari. He made a film a few years back called Record Safari, where he talked about his ventures curating records for Coachella. And I happened to meet Mr. Rodriguez there at the show, and actually brought something for him to improve my copy. And got a pretty cool little autograph there. So brought the soundtrack, met the filmmaker, got the autograph. It was an awesome experience. Here's a little footage of it. All right, how are you? I had something I was wondering if you could improve for me. Sure. But I absolutely love this soundtrack.
Yeah, I mean, I liked all the songs you put on it.
Planets. Amiga auctions will hold an auction of rare vinyl records starting at 1 p.m. The auction takes place in the hall, today's main entrance. The auction starts in 15 minutes. Thank you.
Alright. So cool. Dries.
It's like a whole paragraph, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's awesome. You never know exactly who you're going to meet at the Mega Record and CD Fair in Den Bosch. This time it was a great experience for me. It was really awesome to meet Alex. And Alex, if you're watching, it was great to meet you, and I appreciate the autograph. That is a prized possession in the collection now, so thank you very much. But not to be outdone with the food from Friday, the food trucks were open on Saturday, and the missus and I actually treated ourselves to some Indonesian chicken sandwiches. I'll show you here. Was a pretty cool way to almost end out the trip. We actually did do a live stream from the record fair on Whatnot. So if you're not familiar with Whatnot, it's an online live streaming auction platform that we've been sellers on for just over 3 years now. And we decided what better way to share the record fair with our viewers back in the States than to live stream and let them actually purchase some stuff right out of the crates right there. So worked with some friends of ours, some dealers that we know on a personal basis that we've gotten a lot of our own personal stuff from, and they allowed us to live stream from their booths. And it looked a little something like this. I've taken the chat out so that you can't see what people are saying and who's saying it, but you can kind of see what the Whatnot live experience is like. There we go. All done. All right. Who wants to know about these? I got 2 of them. We're doing, yeah. Somebody said about Motley. What do y'all want to know about this? I've got, this is a 82 German press, 50 euros. Yeah. I've also got an 82 German press for 50 euros. I think it was a slightly different jacket. That would be $70 if you want Motley Crue. Pass on Crue. Pass on Crue. I want to talk about Nick Drake. We've had like 4 things. It was 95 euros, so whatever that is in dollars.
Yes, Stacey.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nick Drake right here. Gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Stacy, look, here's what I'm gonna do. What's the price on Nick Drake, Stacy? 95 is how much?
133.
133.
We're just gonna run
I'm just gonna run it. If you want it, then you know you want it. 10 seconds.
That's it.
Nick Drake. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys. Somebody did ask for Jazz. While they're getting that settled up, I'm going to look through the Jazz real quick. So if you Jazz heads are looking, rest of that bin behind. All right, let me look at it in just a second. We all like nipples. And that was the record fair for us this go round. Like I said, we've been a few times, and every time we go, we try to do it a little bit differently. This was a lot of fun going to dealer day and then doing the Saturday. We skipped Sunday because, to be honest with you, we were just completely beat by the time Sunday came around. So we bought the weekend pass, but we only did 2 of the 3 days. But I feel like it was enough. We got to do a whole lot, got to share a lot of it. And, you know, if you don't mind, I'll show you a few of the things that we picked up while we were there. So one of the great things about being in Europe is you're able to pick up pressings that were never done in the U.S. These are popular records that, yeah, they had CD releases in the U.S., but they never had vinyl releases. So they're very hard to get a hold of. For instance, 2 massively huge records. You've got Meatloaf's Bat Outta Hell 2, which had I Would Do Anything for Love. And then you have Jagged Little Pill. Jagged Little Pill never had a US release. It actually never had any original 1995 release outside of Europe. So this is the one and only OG that was ever made of this record. So really cool finds over here in Europe. You know, and I talk about the foreign presses, and you saw on the videos earlier that I stopped off at a Korean vendor, was able to get some Korean pressings of Enigma, both the limited edition for the MCMXC album, as well as Cross of Changes. Cross of Changes, this is a extremely hard record to find, and I was super stoked to see this in the crate whenever I was digging through. So both Korean presses, as well as this cool soundtrack, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, not one that you see very often because it wasn't readily available in the United States. So I found this as a South Korean pressing, which a lot like Japanese pressings comes with the inserts that have the Korean language on it. So something that's unique to these South Korean presses. So something cool there from the land of the morning calm. You may also remember from the video that I walked by a booth that had a big Brazilian flag, and they had a lot, almost exclusively Brazilian presses, some Argentinian, some Ecuadorian, but I knew going into the Brazilian booth, I wanted to get my hands on some authentic Brazilian presses from the Brazilian thrash metal band Sepultura, and found these two, Beneath the Remains and Arise, both original Brazilian pressings. These are hard to come by. It's always great to find the pressings for a band that's from a particular country and get those pressings from that country. So this was an awesome find. Now, I'm a huge Beatles fan, so of course I got to pick up some Beatles stuff here. So I got a German pressing of the White Album on white vinyl. So this really nice pressing comes with the poster with all 4 photos. This is just one of those awesome finds that you find there in Den Bosch. And I guess if you've ever looked at a map, you know that the Netherlands isn't too far from England, which is where this album comes from. This is an original UK mono pressing of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. My personal favorite album of all time. You can never go wrong with the mono, and I actually picked up a stereo pressing while I was there too. And of course, no trip to any record show in Europe would be complete without trying to find a copy of the Hort Zoo press of Magical Mystery Tour. This is the first true stereo pressing. This album had a few pressings, but that logo is the one you're looking for the first true stereo. A1B3. If you know, you know, this album is a grail. So speaking of grails, one that you don't see very often, it's not a super popular album, it wasn't very successful, but it includes someone that you might know. This is an original pressing from a band named Attila. So do you recognize that guy right there? That is William Martin Joel, better known as Billy Joel. This is one of his first bands before he became, world famous. It's kind of like a psychedelic hard rock album. This is an original pressing on the Epic yellow label. Super hard to find, and the record here is VG Plus all day, guys. So awesome, some of the stuff that you'll find digging through the crates. And I have to say, Germany does a really good job with their compilations. These are some underground and some like rare blues compilation stuff from Germany from back in the late 60s. The cool part is they're on these splatter vinyl that this is not from like 2013. This is like vintage splatter vinyl. Super cool. So it's always neat to find this kind of stuff around. You kind of only find it in Europe. So I'll just kind of rapid fire through some of the really cool stuff that we found. Original European pressing of The Cure's Disintegration. It's on that textured sleeve. Super cool. This is a Greek pressing of Invisible Touch by Genesis. And surprisingly, I dropped the needle on this one. It sounds amazing. Really crisp, really clear. So a little something from Greece. Looky what I found. It's one of the old original pressings with the uncensored cover. It also has the uncensored inner sleeve, but I can't show that one on YouTube for obvious reasons. Another difficult one to find here. This is Painkiller by Judas Priest, and a not so common record from Linda Ronstadt, Canciones de mi Padre. This is the Spanish language album from Linda Ronstadt, and it's in immaculate condition with the inner sleeve and everything. Just awesome find. So I'm almost positive you've heard of these guys before. Both of these are original presses, but the bleach happens to be on this super cool green wax. This is limited to 2,000 pressings from the UK back in 1989. Ran across the 200-gram pressing of Norah Jones, Come Away With Me. Just a beautiful sounding record. Dropped the needle on this and it was just like silk, guys. I highly recommend this one. Yet another awesome album that was never originally pressed in the United States. This is an original European pressing of Diamonds and Pearls from Prince and the New Power Generation. Awesome find. Oh, Nirvana wasn't enough. You need some more? So we have Pearl Jam and we have Soundgarden, both original pressings. And the Soundgarden on the blue wax. Always awesome to find the original pressings on these colored variants. Super cool. Always picking up really cool soundtracks. The Dick Tracy one, I just love the cover art on this. It comes with the cool inner sleeve with a bunch of the little Dick Tracy silhouettes as well. And then this pressing of Popeye, this is a U.S. pressing, and it's still sealed. So a lot of really cool stuff. You just got to dig enough and you'll find it. Another great one from 1994. This is Stone Temple Pilots Purple. This is a U.S. pressing, and the original U.S. pressings also came on translucent purple vinyl. So always an awesome find. I've had this one other time. This one is super nice, very crisp, very, very, very clean, and the wax is on the EX side. And not to be outdone with that purple vinyl, you have the Queen is Dead original German pressing on this super cool green, almost like a teal color. So the Smiths Queen is Dead original 1986 press from Germany. So a whirlwind of a weekend. Dealer day on Friday and then the general public on Saturday. Lots of throwing elbows at the crates, trying to get in there, muscle your way in to find the good stuff. Always awesome to meet new people. I saw vendors from, we saw South Korea, we saw Brazil, Japan. I bought a bunch of stuff from a guy from Denmark. There were dealers from South Africa, all over the place. So always cool to meet new people, see new faces, and it's an experience that even though you go once, you got to go every time because it changes just a little bit every single time. I personally like the showing in the spring better than the one that's in November. It's a little bit warmer in April than it is in November in the Netherlands, so the weather's a little nicer going, in and out to get up there. So that and the layout, they do change the floor plan up. It's the same amount of space, but they use a different hall. So it just flows a little better in April. So if you were going to come out, I personally recommend April, but you really can't go wrong with either one. So again, sorry that it took a whole week to get this video out. I've been really busy with getting these records home and then cleaning them and re-sleeving them and then play testing them and getting them ready for the collection, and some of them actually getting ready for Whatnot so that you guys can get a chance to get in there and grab one for yourself. And if you still don't know what Whatnot is and you want to give it a shot, wait till the end of this video. There's going to be a QR code that pops up on the screen where you can get $15 off on your first purchase. But that's all I'll say today about the Mega Record and CD Fair in Den Bosch. Like I said, we go pretty much every time. I plan on being there again in April, so maybe there'll be another follow-up video here in about 6 months. So stay tuned. So this is that point of the video where I say, if you're not subscribed, please do so. If you liked the content of this video, maybe give the video a like down there. If you have a friend that has never been to this record fair that you think would like to see it, share the video with them. All those things help out the channel as we try to get to 500 subscribers. Help get us there, guys. But whether you're subscribed or not, I appreciate you being here and watching the video, especially if you've made it this far. Congratulations and thank you very much. So until next time, if you're spinning, you're winning. We'll see you at the next video, my dudes.